Standards of business conduct. The company expects its staff, including temporary, agency, interim, contractor, or consultant staff, to be scrupulously impartial and honest, and the employees are to act as ambassadors for the company. The duties of the employees are as follows: to be ready and willing to work, to offer their services personally, not subcontract the work, to take reasonable care in the exercise of that service, including the duty to be competent at work and to take care of the company's property, to not willfully disrupt the company's business, to obey reasonable orders as to time, place, nature, and method of service, to work only for the company in the company's time, to disclose information to the company relevant to the company's business, for example, that they might not know or discover, to hold solely for the company the benefit of an invention relevant to the business on which the company is engaged, to respect the company's trade secrets, to be in good faith and do nothing to destroy the trust and confidence necessary in employment, to account for all benefits, monetary or in kind, received during employment. There are a number of areas covered in the standard of conduct. The company requires its employees to ensure that gifts and hospitality offered by suppliers and potential suppliers of goods and services to the company are declined. This applies whether gifts or hospitality are offered within or outside of normal working hours. The only exception to this area will be trivia gifts with a normal value of less than $50, such as calendars, diaries, chocolates, or mugs. This can be accepted. All other gifts must be politely refused, or if received through the post, returned with a suitable worded letter signed by the department manager. Employees having official dealings with contractors and other suppliers of goods or services must avoid transacting any kind of private business with them by any means other than the company's normal commercial channels. No favor or preferences as regards to price or otherwise, which is not generally available, should be sought or accepted. The company intends that when it is necessary for employees to visit conferences, demonstrations, and similar occasions, it should bear the traveling and subsistence expenses itself. Exceptions to this general rule will only be permitted with the approval of the chief executive. Where it is evident that the work of the company will be facilitated, invitations to attend luncheons, receptions may be accepted under the following rules. No employees may accept an invitation without first obtaining the approval of the department manager. In exceptional circumstances where it is not possible to seek prior approval, the fact should be reported immediately afterward. If addressed personally, such as invitation may not be transferred to another employee except without the consent of the approval of the senior manager, as above, with the concurrence of the party issuing the invitation. Invitations involving attendance outside normal working hours may be accepted only on the authority of the department manager. As a general rule, any officer who has any doubts about the wisdom of accepting any hospitality should decline the offer. Employees should wear or carry their identity bags while carrying out their duties. At all times, confidentiality must be maintained. No information can be released to unauthorized persons or organizations. If in doubt, check with the senior manager. If a personal relationship between two employees develops within the work environment, the onus is on the senior employee concerned to bring this to the attention of his or her manager to confirm that there is no conflict of interest. The company reserves the right to remove one of the employees concerned if it does deem it necessary. Outside interests include directorships, ownership, part ownership, or material shareholders in the company's businesses, or consultancies like to seek business with our company. These should be declared to the individual's line manager, as should the interests of a spouse or partner or close relative. It is not the intention of the company or this policy to dissuade employees from working or participating in active public duties. It is important, however, that by doing so there is no suggestion to a third party that the employee is acting on behalf of the company. To avoid misunderstanding, no company employee should permit his or her company affiliation to be noted in any outside organization's materials or activities without the express written approval of a member of the senior management. The company has a strict anti-bribery and corruption policy. A bribe is defined as giving someone a financial or another advantage to encourage that person to perform their functions or activities improperly, or to reward that person for having already done so. If you bribe or attempt to bribe another person, intending either to obtain or retain business for that company, or to obtain or retain as an advantage in the conduct of the company's business, this will be considered gross misconduct. Similarly, accepting or allowing another person to accept a bribe will be considered gross misconduct. In these circumstances, you'll be subject to formal investigation under the company's disciplinary procedures, and disciplinary action up to and including dismissal may be applied. Employees should at all times conduct themselves in such a way to enhance the reputation of the company. The company will support employees who become aware of and are willing to report breaches of this policy, or who genuinely believe that a breach is has occurred, or is likely to occur with the business. Employees should raise the issue internally with their manager or supervisor, or in accordance with the company's whistleblowing policy. These standards of conduct are intended to clarify standards required by the company of its employees. Staff who fail to comply with the guidance detailed in this policy could be subject to, following a full investigation, to disciplinary action up to and including dismissal. If through their actions or omissions staff are found to be in contravention of this policy, or indeed their legal responsibilities, then the company reserves the right to take legal action if it deems necessary.